Bankrupt. That's what Liverpool legend Phil Thompson could have faced after losing a devastating £300,000 IR35 tax appeal. And it's not even the first time his career's gone off a cliff. So how did a man who captained Liverpool to European glory end up fighting HMRC in court? The story of Phil Thompson isn't just about one tax case. It's about a trail of fallouts, sackings, and suspicions that paint a very different picture of his life after playing. For Liverpool fans, Thompson will always be remembered as the local lad who lived the dream. Born in Kirkby, he went from standing on the Kop as a boy to wearing the famous red shirt. After signing on his 17th birthday in 1971, Thompson quickly showed he belonged at the top level. Despite Bill Shankly joking that Thompson had tossed up with a sparrow for his legs and lost, the young defender soon proved his worth. Moving from midfield to defence, he formed a strong partnership with club captain Emlyn Hughes. Success came quickly. Thompson won his first league title in the 1972-73 season, along with the UEFA Cup. More titles followed as he became a key part of Bob Paisley's dominant Liverpool team of the 1970s. By 1979, Thompson had reached the pinnacle. He was named Liverpool captain. For a local fan who grew up supporting the club, this was the ultimate honour. And in May 1981, he experienced his greatest moment, lifting the European Cup after a 1-0 win against Real Madrid in Paris. But the fairy tale was short-lived. Just months after his triumph in Paris, Thompson suffered his first major setback. Following a poor run of form and a defeat to Manchester City, manager Bob Paisley made a brutal decision. He stripped Thompson of the captaincy and gave it to midfielder Graeme Souness instead. For Thompson, it was devastating. Despite being the man who had led Liverpool to European glory, he suddenly found himself demoted. Paisley claimed the burden of captaincy was affecting Thompson's performances, but the blow was no less painful. To his credit, Thompson accepted the decision without public complaint. He continued to play regularly as Liverpool went on to win the league that season. But this would be the first of several instances where Thompson's career took an unexpected downward turn. After retirement as a player, Thompson returned to Liverpool as reserve team coach under Kenny Dalglish in 1986. Known for his tough approach, he modelled himself on his mentor Ronnie Moran, demanding high standards from young players. Future star Robbie Fowler later revealed that a lot of the young lads coming through despised him for it. Thompson's strict methods weren't always popular, but they were part of what he saw as the Liverpool way. Then came a more dramatic fall. When Graeme Souness, the same man who had replaced him as captain years earlier, became Liverpool manager in 1991, tension quickly developed. In 1992, Souness sacked Thompson from his coaching role. The official reason given was that Thompson was rollicking the young lads in the reserve team too much. But Thompson suspected there was more to it. He believed Souness felt threatened, thinking Thompson wanted his job, especially during Souness's recovery from heart surgery. Rumours circulated that Thompson had spoken critically about Souness's changes at the club to Manchester United's assistant manager Brian Kidd, with this information finding its way back to Souness. Thompson was distraught, describing the sacking as a betrayal. The incident created a rift that apparently was never healed. For the second time, Thompson had suffered a major career blow with Souness involved. After 6 years away, Thompson got another chance at Liverpool in 1998 when Gérard Houllier appointed him as assistant manager. During this period, he even stepped up as caretaker manager for 6 months when Houllier needed heart surgery, guiding the team to a respectable second-place finish. But when Houllier was sacked in 2004, Thompson left too. Reports suggested he remained bitter about the circumstances and later turned down an offer to become a club ambassador. By this time, Thompson had already established himself in a new role as a football pundit for Sky Sports. He first joined the broadcaster in 1994 before his return to Liverpool coaching, and went back after leaving his assistant manager position. For the next 16 years, Thompson became a fixture on Sky's popular Soccer Saturday programme, alongside Jeff Stelling and fellow pundits like Paul Merson, Matt Le Tissier and Charlie Nicholas. He built a new identity as a respected media personality. Then, in August 2020, after 22 years with Sky, Thompson faced another sudden exit. Along with Le Tissier and Nicholas, he was informed his contract wouldn't be renewed. The official line from Sky was that they were changing some parts of their football coverage and moving in a new direction. For Thompson, the news came as a shock. He felt he had been part of Soccer Saturday during its peak success. While he later acknowledged that things have to evolve, he was clearly unhappy with the decision. What made it worse was how it happened. Thompson revealed that he and his colleagues were informed via sequential Zoom calls, a method he felt lacked respect for their long service. Despite his private feelings, he issued a gracious public statement thanking Sky, his colleagues, and the behind-the-scenes team. The dismissals generated considerable public debate. Some pointed to pandemic-related cost-cutting, others to a desire to refresh the programme's format. There was also speculation about a move towards greater diversity on screen, though Sky never officially linked this to their decision. Thompson's longtime colleague Jeff Stelling expressed profound sadness, calling the departing pundits his best mates. After 2 decades of stability, Thompson once again found himself on the outside looking in. But worse was to come. Years after his Sky Sports exit, Thompson faced yet another major challenge, this time from HM Revenue and Customs. The tax authority investigated his employment status during his time as a Sky pundit, specifically for the tax years from 2013 to 2018. During this period, Thompson provided his services to Sky through his personal service company, PD and MJ Limited. HMRC claimed he was actually a disguised employee under IR 35 tax rules, not a genuine independent contractor. The case hinged on several key factors. HMRC argued that Sky had first claim on Thompson's services, required his compliance with their directions, and provided the majority of his company's income, about 80%. They also pointed out that Thompson needed Sky's permission to do similar work elsewhere, and that Sky dictated when and where he would work. Thompson's company appealed, arguing that his arrangements with Sky were ad hoc and by mutual agreement with a right to refuse work. They claimed his high skill level and provision of his own opinions indicated self-employment. But in December 2023, the first-tier tribunal ruled in favour of HMRC. Thompson appealed to the upper tribunal, but in March 2025, they also dismissed his case. The final bill came to nearly £300,000 in back taxes and penalties. For a 71-year-old former footballer and pundit, this was a devastating financial blow, made worse by coming years after his Sky career had already ended. Looking at these 4 major setbacks in Thompson's career, a pattern emerges. In each case, the captaincy loss, coaching sacking, Sky exit, and tax case, Thompson wasn't in control. The decision came from above, often with poor communication or unclear reasoning. As Liverpool captain, the armband was taken without warning. As a coach, he was dismissed amid suspicion and rumour. At Sky, he was removed via Zoom after 2 decades of service. And with the tax case, he was judged on arrangements from years earlier. Time and again, Thompson found himself powerless when decisions were made about his career. For someone who reached the absolute pinnacle of football, lifting the European Cup as Liverpool captain, these subsequent chapters must have been difficult to accept. What does this say about Thompson's legacy? For Liverpool fans, his status as a playing legend remains secure. His 7 league titles and 3 European Cups ensure that. But beyond Anfield, his story has become more complex. The repeated controversies, dismissals, and now this tax bombshell have reshaped how the wider football world sees his later career. From his lowest moments, losing the captaincy, being sacked by Souness, exiting Sky Sports after decades of service, to this final financial blow, Thompson's post-playing life shows how quickly fortunes can change in football. From lifting the European Cup to lifting court documents, Phil Thompson's story is a harsh reminder that in football, glory fades fast. If you want more stories like this, hit subscribe and let us know what you think of Thompson's fall.